California braced for a dramatic weather event, as anticipation and anxiety filled the air. Residents hurried to secure their homes, businesses sandbagged entrances, and emergency crews readied for what was to come. A powerful atmospheric river, visible from space as a swirling band of clouds, targeted the north, promising to reshape the landscape and test the state's resilience. This river in the sky carried vast amounts of tropical moisture, set to unleash intense rain and snow across a wide swath of the state. The sheer volume of water in the system was staggering, with meteorologists warning it could rival some of the most significant storms in recent memory. On November 4th, meteorologists tracked the system's slow, deliberate approach, analyzing radar and satellite data. They issued warnings of heavy, sustained rainfall for the North Coast and Sierra Nevada foothills, urging communities to prepare for possible flooding and power outages. The storm's arrival brought relentless rain from Del Norte County to the Bay Area, with the heaviest impacts north of the Golden Gate. Streets quickly flooded, traffic slowed to a crawl, and rivers began to swell as the downpour continued hour after hour. While the water was vital for parched reservoirs and drought-stricken landscapes, the risk of flash floods and landslides loomed large, especially in wildfire-scarred areas, where the soil could no longer absorb the deluge. Emergency officials monitored hillsides and riverbanks for signs of trouble. The National Weather Service issued urgent warnings as the storm's slow pace threatened prolonged flooding. Alerts buzzed on phones, and communities braced for the possibility of evacuations if conditions worsened. For many, this was no ordinary autumn storm. It was a test of California's readiness for nature's extremes, a reminder of the power and unpredictability of the state's changing climate. As the powerful winter storm battered California's coast, another extraordinary force was at play in the night sky. The year's closest supermoon, known as the Beaver Moon. This rare celestial event drew the attention of sky watchers and scientists alike, as its timing could not have been more dramatic. The supermoon's close approach to Earth amplified its gravitational pull on our oceans, triggering what are called king tides. These are the highest and lowest tides of the entire year, and when they coincide with storms, the effects can be especially intense. The timing was critical. King tides peaked just as the atmospheric river poured in, raising sea levels even further and compounding the risk of flooding along the coast. Streets that might have stayed dry during a normal storm were suddenly underwater. Coastal communities braced for a double threat: relentless rain from above and the swelling ocean from below. Seawalls and roads, usually reliable barriers, were at risk of being overtopped by the combined force of storm surge and king tides. Emergency planners issued urgent warnings about saltwater intrusion and flooding in low-lying neighborhoods, urging residents to prepare for the possibility of rapid inundation and property damage. The breathtaking beauty of the supermoon, shining through storm clouds, became a real-world hazard, reminding us that even awe-inspiring celestial events can intensify the dangers of natural disasters here on Earth. This week, California's drama was a true collision of atmosphere, ocean, and cosmos, a powerful reminder of how interconnected our planet is with the forces of the universe. Anticipating the dual threat, California officials acted fast. Governor Newsom pre-deployed emergency crews and fire engines to the most vulnerable northern counties before the rain began. Teams were positioned in Del Norte and Humboldt, ready to respond to flash floods and landslides in minutes, not hours. The state launched a public information campaign, and the National Weather Service issued widespread advisories, including a coastal flood warning from Sonoma to Monterey. This shift to proactive preparedness, rather than reaction, helped shield communities from the worst. The coordinated effort underscored the importance of readiness in the face of compound weather threats. The atmospheric river unleashed torrents across Northern California, drenching cities and rural landscapes alike. For days, relentless bands of rain swept through the region, darkening skies and sending residents scrambling for cover. The storm's intensity was felt everywhere, from bustling urban centers to remote mountain towns. The heaviest rainfall was recorded north of the Golden Gate, where communities braced for the worst as the downpour intensified. Streets quickly became rivers, and the sound of rain was a constant backdrop. Forested regions like Tahoe and Shasta Trinity saw 2 to 3 inches of rain, swelling creeks and rivers. These mountain areas, already saturated from previous storms, watched as waterways surged, threatening to spill over their banks and flood nearby trails and cabins. Small towns like Gasquet and Klamath faced rapid flooding as rain fell in steep canyons. Residents worked quickly to protect homes and businesses, stacking sandbags and monitoring rising water levels as creeks turned into torrents. The Bay Area and Sacramento received lighter, but still significant rainfall, enough to soak the ground and keep emergency crews on alert. Even moderate rain here can cause problems, especially when it falls on already saturated soil. Roads became slick, and minor urban flooding was reported in several neighborhoods. Commuters navigated puddle-filled streets, and city crews worked to clear storm drains and prevent further flooding. In Santa Clara Valley, the combination of heavy rain and unusually high king tides caused Coyote Creek to overflow its banks, sending water into nearby parks and neighborhoods. This was a clear example of the compound threat posed when stormwater runoff meets tidal surges, amplifying the risk of flooding in vulnerable areas. The event highlighted how even moderate rain, when paired with extreme tides, could overwhelm local waterways and infrastructure, reminding communities across Northern California of the growing challenges posed by changing weather patterns. The storm and supermoon-driven king tides created chaos along the coast. A week-long coastal flood advisory warned of seawater inundating roads, trails, and urban areas, especially during peak tides. In San Francisco and Marin, water overtopped defenses, flooding piers and walkways. Meanwhile, the storm's energy sent massive swells south, prompting high surf warnings from the Central Coast to Los Angeles. Waves up to 18 feet battered beaches, threatening erosion, damaging infrastructure, and creating deadly rip currents. The National Weather Service urged everyone to stay clear of the water as the coast faced its own battle with nature. While the north battled rain, Southern California faced a different threat: massive waves from the distant storm. High surf warnings transformed sunny beaches into danger zones, with powerful breakers and rip currents posing life-threatening risks. Lifeguards and officials patrolled the coast, urging the public to stay out of the water and away from unstable cliffs and piers. The storm's energy traveled hundreds of miles, causing erosion and damage far from the rain's reach. This ghost impact showed how a single weather system can endanger the entire state in different ways. Southern California's experience was a stark reminder. Weather hazards aren't always visible in the sky. This November storm was a wake-up call for California's future. The convergence of atmospheric river, supermoon, and king tides revealed how multiple threats can combine into a single, more dangerous event. Climate scientists warn that such compound disasters may become more common as sea levels rise and storms intensify. The state's proactive response and public awareness campaigns saved lives, but the event underscored the need for ongoing vigilance. These storms are real-world tests for infrastructure and emergency planning. California's relationship with water is changing, and so must its approach to resilience. The lessons learned will shape how the Golden State prepares for the climate challenges ahead.